here with Sister Sin, who, honestly, from everybody who said, oh my gosh, you're going to Mayhem, check out Sister Sin. This is the band everybody has been talking about. I was from my end. How are y'all doing?
Very good, thank you. All good.
Yeah,
Good.
We're all good, yeah.
Good. Let's have you go around and introduce yourselves.
I'm Liv and I'm the singer.
Jimmy, guitar.
Stram, the bass player.
Dave, I play drums.
Jasper.
Those jazzy drums, you know.
Yes, flutes.
So you guys already kicked it off. You already performed your set. I mean, how did you feel about it?
It's always a little bit nervous when it's the first show, but I think we pulled it off for being first show, and I think we had a great time, and it seemed like the audience had a great time too.
Even with how long you've been around, you still get nervous for a first show?
Yeah, I mean, everything, you know, if you go on a tour, everything is different on the first day. It's, you know, we have to get organized, and you know, everything is new. So,
especially here, because we can't bring all our own stuff and backline, and
right.
So you have to like feel it out the first show.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But I think we made a good first show. You know,
it's gonna be better tomorrow.
Well, especially since we weren't sure if you guys were even going to be on here or not. We're like, are you here? Are you not? And then you were finally. Oh, this makes me so happy to even be speaking to you.
Yeah, we arrived like last night. Really late.
This morning.
Oh my gosh! So you guys are running on no sleep.
Today, actually.
Today, we actually arrived today. Yes.
Really? At San Diego Airport, or did you have a drive after that?
No, LAX.
LAX. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But you know,
And they lost our luggage.
Yeah,
they
they
had to
did.
borrow, buy new guitars.
But so, Liv, I kind of want to ask you, your personality is so theatric and very lively and very charismatic. I know you did some modeling, but did you ever do anything else before you were a singer? Like, did you act, or was there anything, like, how did you build that persona of yours?
Not that much acting, but I've always loved acting since I was a little kid or a little child. I was like, I loved to be the center of attention. I did a lot of acting. People see me, of course, when you're a little kid.
Absolutely.
So, and in my school years also, I did some drama classes and stuff like that, but nothing more than that. But just the kind of way I am, I think.
You all look like you couldn't be happier to be on the stage, to be honest with you.
yeah, he's also theatrical.
Yeah,
You are you? Sort of like that
I'm
Shakespeare?
doing a bit of amateur acting. It's mostly independent film.
There you go. So let's talk about Black Lotus first of all. Amazing work. You guys have got to be really, really proud of yourselves. Like you have said before, quite heavier than things that you have previously come out with as far as like the production factor and things like that. Is this a route you can see yourselves going, heavier, darker, or is that just something that is very spontaneous for you to be that heavy?
I think like where we're at now is like as heavy as we go, probably. Otherwise, we're gonna start sounding completely different.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
You never know.
no, it's so hard to say because when you start the writing process, it's like, you know, we don't ever set any goals or like we have to sound like this or that. You know, we just pound out some riffs and you know it gets where it gets. I don't know. It's really spontaneous actually. I mean, for some reason I think we learned by the years that you know we can do whatever we want and it's still gonna sound like Sister Sin in the end because you know we had some doubt about that before, but you know when the end result is done, it's like, oh fuck, we actually pulled it off again. You know.
And especially, I mean, the album's heavy on its own, comparing it to your current discography.
Yeah.
But then you compare it to some of the bands here, and it just seems like, wow, Sister Sin, and then Juggle Rod, and then these like sort of metalcore. Do you kind of feel misplaced, or does that not really bother you when you're all on tour?
I mean, we are misplaced, but
does it bother you? Does it like?
No, fine. It's a positive thing for us because I don't know. A lot of bands play in the same type of metal music.
Right.
We kind of play rock and roll, so hopefully it sticks out.
Exactly, and also I think that's a great thing for the Mayhem Fest, you know, to have a good mix of you know different you know kind of metal, you know. So I mean, I think it's all good.
Like, were you excited about traveling in America?
I mean, basically everywhere. Because I mean, we're Europeans. I mean,
you're kind of fresh to it, right?
I mean, we've been in the US a couple of times before, but it's always when we get there, it's like, oh fuck, we're in America It's like all the scenery is changing. You know, it's beautiful. It's really nice to sit here in the car and just go, and you can just watch it and listen to the Doors or something just passing by. It's awesome.
Listen to the Doors.
Yeah, that must be nice. Listen to something other than metal when you're on this tour full of metal bands. What was the biggest culture shock to you as far as like a place in the U.S. or really anywhere else? Has there ever been a place where there's just like a giant sort of culture shock to you?
I mean, comparing Sweden and US, they were pretty similar, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's true. Of all countries,
we have been to like old communist states. That's a big culture.
That's a big deal too.
Yeah, that's like really weird.
I remember reading when Behemoth had some issue with their visas and they were like stuck in Russia. Like, oh my gosh, it makes me that. Like, I would never want to go there as a band. So Russia's pretty hard for you guys.
Russia is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome to play.
Yeah.
But it's just
the mentality.
The mentality.
It's it's very different. From Europe and the US.
So what holds for the future of Sister Sin after you get back to Sweden?
Go on.
I mean, are you guys going on another tour?
Another tour, yeah.
Are we going to see you guys headline in the US maybe? Going back?
We're doing a couple of headline shows like on the off days.
Okay, so you're doing off day show. That's good.
But we have to get back because we have some festivals to do in August. So we have to fly back and go to Germany and
That's crazy.
And then probably we'll have another European tour after that. And then I guess it's time for writing new songs. It's gonna be done by December something like that.
You prefer to write? Do you all write together? I'm just curious if you write together. Do you write on the road? What's the best place for you guys to write music?
No,
it's me and him. Basically, but
just take a couple of months off and just do everything.
Yeah,
we don't write anything on the road.
No,
right.
There's too much other things to worry about when you're on the road. So
they don't see you. It's Jimmy and Dave. It's no camera, microphone.
No, it's just microphone, which is nice. Kind of takes the chill off. I'm gonna have to figure that out. That's gonna be a fun journey. Yeah, I love how the Swedish metal scene is. We always talk about like. There's always discussions about whose metal scene is great, and I've always adored the Swedish metal scene. I'm happy to see you guys be a part of it because bands like Watain and Entombed and Mark just like some of the best bands, and I think it's very interesting to see you guys pop up as well because I've seen comparisons to you guys as kind of like glam, like sleaze metal, which I don't consider at all. But then I listened to Hardcore Superstar, and I was like, oh, okay, like they're not exactly liking to be, the Motley Crues and Poisons, but they're really different. You guys kind of remind me of that in a way, but you also have like that dark side that will remind me of not as extreme as Entombed, but it's like it's almost like you try to combine that. I mean, is that sort of inaccurate?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing because I mean when the band started, it was all about the glam and the sleaze. So I guess we
party 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think that's kind of
I mean we still have that in our core, but
we got the rock and roll from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Era, I guess, and we have we listen to a lot of new metal and old metal, like Entombed and various bands too. So I hope so. Like
try mix to mix everything, but
perfect mix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree. Now, before we leave, we partnered with a radio station, an online heavy metal station. So we're having like a battle of the bands where we ask you a question about two different bands. Okay. And whatever choice you pick, that song's going to be played on the radio. Your question for Mayhem, and I'll go around and get each of your votes, because every vote counts. What to you is more frightening? Kerry King's head tattoo, you know the one I'm talking about in the back, or King Diamond's corpse paint?
Kerry King said so.
Kerry King, so on for Kerry King. Why would you say that?
Because it's ugly.
I say that too. I won't go so far as ugly maybe, but I'd say that's most scary. It's like something weird in the back. I don't know. Yeah.
Eyes in the back of his head, literally.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. When I see Slayer, I don't see the back of his head, so I would say King Diamond.
Yeah, I'm with Jimmy here. King Diamond. It's scary with a 50-year-old man putting makeup on.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Sister Sid, for joining us today. I really appreciate the time.